kitchen. So, let's make something delicious for tea time today. Any guesses? Well, it's a combination of cashews, raisins and of course dates. So now you know. Ta-da! We are going to make a delicious and moist date cake. Well, date cake's quite similar to usual Christmas cake, but it's the simpler version of it, I would say. So back in days, when I used to make date cakes for single avrudu, everybody loved it. So I'm going to share that recipe with you. Let's go and check the ingredients. 300 grams of dates. I have taken 2 packets of dates and pitted and cleaned using warm water. Then 175 grams of flour, 100 grams of sugar, 100 grams of butter at the room temperature, 2 eggs, 1 teaspoon of baking powder, then 1/4 teaspoon of baking soda, then 1/2 teaspoon of cinnamon powder, 1 teaspoon of vanilla, then 1/4 teaspoon of salt. This is chopped cashew nuts and chopped raisins. That is 25 grams of raisins and 15 cashew nuts. And here I have 50 grams of semolina, and that is rulang in Sinhala, but that's optional. Finally, then if you want to garnish the cake with icing sugar, then you have to have icing sugar. And of course, get your baking tray ready with parchment paper, lightly brushed with butter. So let's get started. As the first step, get pitted and cleaned dates and add 1/4 teaspoon baking soda into it. Then you need to add slightly warm water. Then give a good mix using the spoon. Then you can have a good paste out of it. Make sure that you keep this covered for roughly 2 hours. But if you have used soft and fleshy dates, then you don't have to keep it for that long, and it's easy to clean and it's easy to break down into the cake. Now choose the large bowl, and here we need to mix all the dry ingredients. I'm going to add flour, and then baking powder, then salt, then 1/2 teaspoon of cinnamon, and also I'm going to add the semolina here, but as I said earlier, that's optional. Then at the same time you need to add the prepared dates. Also the chopped cashew nuts and raisins. I'm going to add the raisins, but here I'm going to keep some cashew nuts to garnish the cake at the end. Now you need to give a slightly good mix just to combine all the dry ingredients. Now get a separate bowl, and here we need to cream butter and sugar until light and fluffy. So I'm going to add sugar and then butter, then I'm going to beat it. Then add one, and by gradually adding one egg at a time, I'm going to add one egg and then beat a little and then add the other egg. And you need to combine this with the butter sugar mixture, and this will roughly take 15 to 16 minutes. And meanwhile, make sure to preheat the oven to 160 Celsius, that is 320 Fahrenheit. Now getting back to the next step, here add the cake batter slowly to the flour mixture. Just don't drop everything at once. Now gently fold and combine all the dry and wet ingredients. At this point, you need to avoid beating or any fast mixing. Just keep your mixing very light. Let's put the batter into the baking tray. You need to tap 3 or 4 times on the counter to remove the air bubbles. Now I'm going to add my leftover cashews. You need to bake the cake and at 160 Celsius for 45 to 50 minutes or until the inserted toothpick came out clean. Now we have our delicious and moist date cake ready to be served, but make sure the cake is completely cool before cutting it into pieces. And if you still prefer, dust a layer of icing sugar on top of the date cake. Now we have our delicious date cake ready to be served for tea time. It only took 15 to 20 minutes for me to prepare the cake and 45 to 50 minutes in the oven. So now you can cut them into different sizes you prefer and put it in an airtight container and keep it in the fridge for like few days, like 4 to 5 days. So I hope you like the video. Do subscribe, like and share with your friends. Jag hoppas att du gillar den här videon, så prenumererar. Varsågod. Thank you for watching. Stay safe and stay home. See you soon.